group. This is going to be an NB split, at least for the time being.
This fight is going to be huge from Spear. You win this out, you keep that flank position, and the rotate. They get cut off from the attention storm. There's another fight going on here. Sterben's got all eyes on him. Unfortunately falls, but it's done so much. Needs to be an activation on B using this timing. There's a dash on forward from Izzy. Again, further pushing back in towards this site, and they've still got to deal with that lurk in mid.
Yeah, it is high potential, but no action at the moment. It's all on the site itself. A bit disconnected. Sayonara gets overwhelmed, and it's all down to Chronicle.
Again, Spike goes down, still wandering, eyes everywhere, searching back. Anima needing to try distract here a little bit. Chronicle pushing on forward. Could be a little bit of a pain for them here. Spear finds the first pick. Skylen, low HP, swings on out, is taken down here. Anima, though, lovely angle.
Sayonara here, likely with the gate crash as well to get away.
They know that the flank's likely to be coming on in. Izzy shut down. Lovely jump across from Sayonara, but ducking and weaving. Anima stays alive. Spear as well. Player advantage found once more. Chronicle, no spears there. Can't find the pick either. No one can take him down. And now PROFEK lining up to be the next on the chopping block. Swings out to the other side, flicks across, Spear gets another. And there's nothing more to be found in this round. Another situation that we see, just one player up against the world.
Derke, 1v3, what can you do? You picked up the slack on Bind yesterday. And you might finally get to see the A-Ray clear, have a bang for their buck as well. The drone is set up, Derke, and there it is. First blood finally in Vitality's favor.
And there's no immediate trade here. Sterben toying with the idea of it, but the longer you wait, the harder this gets. You know they're going to be prepared for you. Now the fight on towards A, they've clocked this. The door not broken. They're all just going to wait on the other side. Live and let live.
And I'm surprised to see Izzy join up here with Spear on this mid fight. And they're just trying to punish an overpeak. They need an opening here because you don't have that dive duels when they're on the operator instead. And it feels like Vitality has finally learned not to give them those opportunities.
Sterben'le Skylen lane'den gelmeyi düşünüyor.
Was careful, was cautious.
Drone'u var mı acaba?
30 seconds left. They're running out of options.
Wrong, yeah.
Derke'de ulti de var.
Here we go,
Vurdu ya.
another pick comes on out. Converging paths. Izzy's found one, but the issue is needs a little bit more, needs something pacey, needs to alleviate the pressure, but Jamppi looks away at the wrong second, will be taken down. Actually, it's Derke that pays the price. Jamppi with two gives them something. Spikes get planted, but you're being crunched from both sides.
Arkasından geleni tahmin etmeyecek.
Not able to get the gun back out.
Gerek de kalmadı.
I mean, Kron's really good on it. So.
No, completely. I mean, he's been pinning the chamber on other maps, but this is the first time we're seeing this just directed A-pop. And again, Spear's not even lurking this time around, but Jamppi gets shot through the Astra smoke.
Yeah, you lose your jet early on, that all goes awry. Spear with the cage on out, the drone to clear through heaven as well. They've bought themselves so much base bumps, and look at this, they've cleared themselves an exit path and the wraparound if you want it, but it's being held for. You're right, Kron. The legend, the man, the myth.
Off?
But does it matter? That's the next big question on the tip of our tongues, right? Is that kill going to matter too much? They're sending somebody else to go deal with this. Kron, not even particularly phased, still looking at this. The round conceded.
Hunter's Fury, I mean, that's the final deal, right? You weren't able to get in anyways. And it felt like Kron was that secondary operator. Like, they had two online. They want to save one of these, right? So it was going to be a 4v4, a 4v, 3 retake. It felt like, as we saw Jamppi fall, and yeah, this round was conceded before it felt like it even...
Yakaladı. Belki böyle güçlü bir kadro iyi olabilir.
Sayonara does find a kill to equalize it. Izzy unscopes at just the wrong second, but all of this information...
in this space, right? They don't have to commit to this B crunch. They can go back towards A, which is what these two top mid are trying to achieve between Izzy, between Skylen. You saw Derke realize, hey, they have an option. We need to get more information. They scale into B main, and now they know that this is going to be a A pit, right? So Jamppi anchors, the rest are starting to rotate over, and it's going to hinge right on this fight towards security.
Majorly so, but it goes all awry. PROFEK, Jamppi, 2 kills apiece, and you've got a flank here that may just be there in time to punish the moment they try and find anything. Hunter's Fury invested, stops, doesn't quite stop the spike going in. The well goes on down. And Derke hunting, having a look. Sterben's already out of town, but this is such an unfortunate angle to have to try fight into this and for a second, but it's not going to be pushed there. Drone comes out, null command to give them that ability, and the Hunter's Fury to buy them the room to work. Sayonara plucks Izzy from thin air. Derke ducking underneath all of this utility. Don't quite think they know how much immediate danger they're in.
They're going to go for the reflood here if they can just stay deposited in these spaces.
Derke's got a huge window here. There's the first. Trying to bait out Anima, trying to lure him down, make this fight advantageous. It's not going to happen. Drop down. Oh. All the info you could ever want here, but the issue is you got to come out of this at some point. And, I mean, playing on site here, Anima was between death.
Support that PROFEK's able to provide to Chronicle, and if Derke can solo hold B main.
Oh, lovely pick
Nasıl
on
yani?
Izzy. Still got a problem in mid though, and Spear's got no backup, has to roll solo. It's a messy spray, PROFEK finds it, and one after the other. Eternal Fire find themselves spectating the round. Chronicle not quite able to connect the shot, but lovely position from Jamppi, has to reload, and it's a small mercy, but immediately the read.
Changes. Look, Sova's on the B side this time, setting up Derke instead of Sayonara on A main with the up.
Ooh, getting aggressive. Sayonara not going to be awarded the pick, but Derke will. Sterben falls, and now immediately they know that there's no follow-up coming here. Spike alone on Skylen is a little bit of an issue if Skylen loses this fight, even with the rotates coming on through. But there it is. There's the equalizing pick, but it's so
off here. I think they wanted a little bit of a deeper A call here. They're not wrong just yet either. It's gonna really, I think, hinge off of Skylen and what he can achieve B main up against Derke with this dart, or Derke just knows it's an entire fake now.
Derke's just no idea that he's even pushed up that far,
Derke'nin
right?
tek başına burayı böyle oynaması.
They're going to wrap onto that B site. Anima really leading the charge here. They need to deal with Derke, and they know he's somewhere. There's the pick that they need to get on the plant. They've got so much space and time to do this. The issue is going to be setting up the post plant. They've immediately sent somebody out, but Sayonara dropping on down. Izzy doesn't want to get too proactive, knows there's danger.
Needed a gun change as well. The Vandal over the opportune moment. Izzy trying to get an opportunity timing-wise.
Spear's got the first, and there it is, the jump on out. Izzy's adjust. Chronicle's got one, immediately switches weapons. Low HP here on Izzy, but location, no. How much he's already done on this map. Evolution comes on out. Might not even be necessary, because Sayonara again in mid. They've just completely forsaken this portion of the map now.
Yeah, Spear has been shut down every single time the last few rounds. Anima there, we mentioned, was the one to pick up the slack. He's not even giving light of day, but I was going to mention the B-hole was a little bit lighter off rip, right? There was nobody there. Now it was the reposition from Sayonara off the gate crash, and Chronicle here with the evolution that has to solo anchor once again.
White Wing goes out. Sterben's going to find it. Huge one to find Chronicle taken out. Derke pushing on forward, but now they've got a tenuous grasp of this map.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, they didn't see, right, PROFEK there either. But I like this decision from Izzy to peel off. I think they're going to fight instead off the Cosmic Divide to flip the map, to fight in the link. That's why it's so deep towards heaven. And it's only Jamppi here, so this is perfect. And it avoids the entire converging paths.
Perfect. So well played here. Izzy not quite able to connect with the blade storm. Back on out. Skylen holding the line here, round the corner, dances, jumps for one. Ooh, almost finds Derke there, but the refract saving the life. Unscopes the wrong second, missed shot. Jumping on in backside, they've heard it, they know it's happening. Caught on the jump on
their defense here. This is full out commitment. They understand that this is the key to Abyss, and they are going to lock and slam the door. A trade found, and they've wrestled back the numbers as well.
It would have been a nice idea if they'd kept the numbers advantage, but Anima really puts the spanner in the works there. Issue is Jamppi's already so far pushed up.
Look at Derke.
Recon Dart is going to scan them as well.
They
didn't
ya,
quite find
kıramadı.
it in time. That's information. Chronicle getting ready to go, but Spear is going to shut down the rest of the team. Shock Dart goes in, but it's, you know, precious little. Now they're holding on for dear life. The issue is they've got to flood out of here.
Are they going to clear Derke? This is an aggressive angle here, especially under that lip.
Yeah. Sterben's got to really be the one to do it. Spear drops down, draws the attention, the flick on over, but it is dealt with. It is 2 kills coming on through. Time starting to tick, and Chronicle's making it happen. Does he know how close danger is? Tap on them, be pounced on. I think Eternal Fire, they're just going to let them filter into them. They've got a lovely hold here.
Whoa!
Utility comes on out. Isn't an instant kill. They go 1-for-1 flash to go over. Looking for a peek. Spike's been spotted down. Desperately spraying Anima. Still got some health, but that's all they needed, was low enough for Chronicle to get the job done. Spike can go down. Pathing in towards the site's going to be uncomfortable now. They've got no idea what's going on in main.
I love it. Cloudburst to get past the chokehold. Spear kind of trying to re-clear vent here with the Bulldog. It's difficult in the close proximity. The Stinger thrives, and we are down to a 2v. I was going to say 4, but it's all down to Izzy on the flank. And it seems like Derke realized that it is a possibility here with Jet as the remaining one.
Lovely shot there, but just too much of a toss to ask. There's a wrap coming
that in a little bit too, I would argue, in this defensive half so far. And maybe that's to their detriment here, right?
Saçı
Now,
kör olmuyor.
these things apart, I was gonna say. Chronicle finds the opener. I mentioned Izzy being that aggressive player. I found one outside of B main, so that wrestles things back, but ever so slightly, because they're challenging the weak side once again, and it's all down to Izzy.
Yeah, there was like maybe a little bit of a window, but
Izzy up, somehow repurchased here. Could flip the map finally, with the first blood back in ES favor.
lovely smoke just to stop anybody. Drone clears on out.
Oh, nice.
Hindered is a huge problem. Needs to call over Skylen just to be the bodyguard. Recovered in time to find the pick anyway. Double clappers coming on through just to buy that
Fighting
safety net.
coming out from Eternal Fire there in that fight. Instead, it's just the silent regroup. And because of that deposit from Sayonara, I think they are going to follow through on the A split, and EF is framed perfectly for it.
Here we go, sterben with one immediately, spots ahead, doesn't want to overcommit to this, has Izzy watching the angle, and Anima tucked on in as well. 13 seconds on the clock, all they got to do is whittle that down. Lovely swing out from Jamppi, but as that smoke fades, finds another one. It's whether the missed shot, and then PROFEK to find the kill, even with
Yine
the
elimizden
Bladestorm
gitti gibi
coming
oldu
on
round.
out. The spike goes down,
Henüz
and
bitmemiş
now
olsa
they've
da.
got no information on the map. Post plant's established, there's the smoke to cover it, which is going to be a little bit of a problem. How are they planning to get through that once it pops? Spear wants to take the fight, but you give this away now. There it is, turns to take away the recon bolt, finds it, and Spear.
They ties up 9-9, and we run it back with the ult this time.
We do. Astro Divide comes on through. Anima very wary. There's the null command taken out. Izzy
Karbon
with two
geldi.
instantly. Anima flash around the corner for Skylen to peek.
Çok
And
iyi.
even though Anima's down, he's not done providing
Hey, we're gonna
help
lift
to
him
this
up?
team. I mean,
Hey, you gonna save your friend, guys?
they
You
want
have
to make sure it's safe, but you're right.
It's just Kron, guys. Come on, don't let him die like this. Thank you, Skylen. And wow, what a momentum shift after we mentioned. Maybe I'm also.
Bir sal yok mu zaten konuş. Bu arada öyle çok iyi yavan olur bence.
Oh, this
They're
is the
saving up,
issue.
basically.
Sturban, I love this. They've decided they've had a little bit of a switch up. Skylen's the only real presence they have in mid, but Sayonara,
deli dana gibi
what
girdi
a
içeriye.
swing. And already starting to be squandered before it even begins.
Ooh. And here it is, Hunter's Fury to set up the exec, to set up this split attempt. Sayonara and Derke this time split up to their own adventures with the same goal, converging, opening up the site. The site for Util, the kill trip from Spear is good, and this time he simultaneously held the site and got enough to play retake, but Chronicle has shut that Chronicle a little bit short. Anima though, 3 frags gets back to a 3-on-3, and now we look towards the Cosmic Divide and the converging paths, and they may overlap here in the late round.
Issue's going to be with that smoke coming on out. They have very limited options. Converging paths invested, not going to find anybody though. Smoke goes down. Jamppi needs to go huge here. Finds the first. Flash immediately. Anima's not going to be able to trade. 0 point comes on out. It's going to find 2, but what are you even going to be able to do off the back of it? They've still got their guns. And Derke's got a lovely angle just to keep...
Save the R is always recognizing it and playing away from it.
I don't think anything was seen, and that's a real problem. Sayonara immediately dimension drift in towards the back of mid. He's going to find himself stuck between a rock and a hard place, but we'll have all of the information of what's going on site.
Didn't see Izzy.
He didn't know, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. Sterben hiding on in the smoke there, gets one, immediately finds the second. Spike goes down. PROFEK finds a consolation prize. But with 13 seconds, that's the dagger of leaving it so last minute. Yes, it's explosive. Izzy's going to get wrapped, though. There's a little bit of an opportunity, but no, the spin around. He's so good. Derke just trying to hold on. That you've not been given anything, right? I love this peek on out. Sterben with the first and the second. Has backup, but doesn't even need it. And there's only 2 players left. Yeah, they've got a bit of space and towards mid. Drone isn't going to spot anything out, but again, it's precious little compared to what they've already lost.
I don't know how I feel about Jamppi going for this deep of a commitment. Because number one, if you know, if Pal still had the timeout and ripped it right after this round, I'd be a believer.
PROFEK. Oh, spots a gun barrel. Isn't spotted. No. Swing out. Oh, almost found Sterben there as well. This is just a matter of getting dogpiled on all sides. It's just who finds the kill. You could throw a dart at the dartboard. PROFEK.
Flip up in the tag half, and they just did it on the defense. Or sorry, 2, yeah. And now, I mean, turning up the heat here. A fake exec on the stacked site for Eternal Fire. Instead, they're really pressuring mid, and honestly, I think they peeled off too fast, right? Eternal Fire didn't fall for it.
They didn't, not at all. And now look at this rotate on into mid. Izzy, Sayonara up close could put a little bit of a problem into the mix here. Finds one that forces them to back away. It's one kill for free, a lot of damage done, but there it is. Anima with one more.
And now I can't tell, was that the idea, was to try and like fake B to set up a mid trap from Vitality, or was that like a backpedaling, like, again, in the moment reaction?
Yeah.
I don't know. They got some big brains over there in the Vitality backlines of support, but now sterben again is in the hot seat.
An absolute
He's not gonna get cleared.
killer on this map.
I wish he didn't stun it or flash it low-key. I think Derke would have walked out and not cleared him.
I think maybe, but again, they forced the rotate, they forced the plan. The issue is going to be that this site's looking a little bit weak. Izzy needs to find this pick.
Oh.
Missed shot, that is the window.
There's 30
of
seconds,
hope.
they're going back A. And because Izzy fell, they're rotating off too early. They're going to walk into an uncontested site and have a post plant with numbers advantage. And Chronicle is going to try and widen that numbers here with the B wrap.
Could very much do so. And we said you cannot count this Vitality team out ever.
Wow.
Do not count them dead until they are in the ground. And this is why Chronicle still causing the problems. They've realized the plan, but look at this position in vents.
That's my problem. Is, well, as we watch sterben and... Well, we can't count Eternal Fire out. It's still a 2v3, right? Spike just went down. They got time.
You got time, and they've still technically got the weapons advantage, but Anima here needs something amazing in Jamppi. We talked about fragging IGLs. The term was floated yesterday, and I mean, sterben taps it, immediately baits the peek on out, but there it is. PROFEK knows on out. Not going to spot anything at all, but it's a bit of a misnomer because Izzy's already crept under their skin. There's the opening pick. PROFEK, just a little bit of covering fire. Maybe you get lucky, and Lady Luck is definitely going to need to be on your side here. Skylen has a look. That's 2 in mid. So much information to draw on.
Oh, we mentioned who can eco who, and it looks like Eternal Fire kicked things off quite well. Group up the flip, and Kron having to win this main fight, but the presence has been known even if you destroyed the 0 point, and it's just a matter of if they can get there in time.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge issue, and you could already tell the rotate's being drawn over a little bit. Chronicle not going to be given the fight. Sayonara needs to go huge. 10 seconds. Flash goes out. Sterben's got one. Immediately holding there for Chronicle. 5 seconds. It has to go down now, and sterben knows this. And then... Nobody's biting.
Yeah, this is fragile. It's going to hinge on Anima and their ability to hold on now that that hookah control, that angle has crumbled. You can see the panic here from the 3-stacking garden, the indecision of where to phrase, and they just go for 3 strong into cubby.
Yeah, the issue is with no long presence, they've got a filter out of hookah and they've got no distraction. In Eternal Fire, they put all of their chips in one place looking at that, and it comes up bountiful. Skylen with another. This is, you know, the idea was there. Izzy immediately, there it comes, the hinder for one. Dancing, toying with Jamppi there. Jamppi will walk away successful, be able to retrieve the spike, but how much more fight does he have in him? There's a little bit of a tap, nobody really baited out, but that's it. Ducking behind the boxes gives Eternal Fire the room to encroach further. It's gonna be the room here for Spear to activate and push a little bit further. Knows that there's only one. Worried that there might be another swing, but it's gonna get away.
But then they just stack it, right? There's 3
exactly.
players ready here. Chronicle, though, getting this huge.
Yeah. That's all the information, because now Izzy doesn't have to divide attention. Izzy can just hold the smoke, comes on through as the counter. Can hear the footsteps. There's the flash on through, peeks off the back of it. Izzy gets one, Skylen will fall, but Izzy immediately with the classic. Here's the footsteps, can hear the planting. No, there's 10 seconds. The spray on out is just playing with the food, right? Needs to find somebody from the edge of the smoke, and these smokes have given them such a position to actually get a spike down in a situation that looked nigh on unwinnable.
Oh, and they gambled wrong on the molly to deny the plan, but the spray down and mid the minefield. Yeah, it's gonna be Kron or bust this round, and look.
No.
Yeah, Anima.
And now you know that last player on site, spike planter, wingman to get on the defuse, and they're gonna swing off the back.
Pressure, but he's happy to be back on the Viper. You can tell just how he's playing around the molly, anchoring that position. Spear, on the other hand,
what a shot!
That's not usual.
No, it is not, but that's exactly what you need when you're going up against a team with the might.
It's a gamble.
Just getting the op kill is very much an option. There it is.
And now he frames for long, watch.
Perfectly done. Wall goes up to buy a little bit of time just to get comfortable, to settle into this position. Wall's now
Maşallah var
down.
ya Spear'in.
Is he just gonna hold on tight? Is very worried that there's been a little bit of a timing that could have been exploited. But with 8 seconds, knows that that is not likely the case. Team's not spotted anything A, and yeah, just the save here.
From long.
Drone comes out. Ooh, lot of information. Both teams to play with the corner or not. Dancing with the question. Missed shot. Jamppi will capitalize. Spear, however, first death on the board. And we talked about impactful timeouts. We're seeing it again.
Ow.
There's the page shells at Sturban's feet, alive and counting lucky stars. Needs skylen to alleviate the pressure, but Jamppi holding for this as well. Baiting, dancing on the angle, but it's not enough to get out of teleporter here. Lovely headshot again. Still needs a bit more. That's what we were asking for, but Derke provides again, bailing the team out. 1 versus 3. Anima, yeah, easy shot onto Chron here. Are you going to go for the knife?
I don't think he's going for the knife. I think he was hoping that more would follow him onto the A side, but does not seem to be the case. No, not like that. To be the in for Vitality. They won the round. We needed them to.
That you need a round to be the catalyst, and if it's individual brilliance from Derke, so be it. Izzy goes down there. It's the missiles, and Derke uses this as a chance with the attention drawn away to hop into hookah.
Okay.
5 ve 4 ultilerin arası iyi olur aslında.
A powder keg ready to boom here in Anima. You gotta anchor it, and there is so much utility to flush him out.
Yeah, paint shells for backside, flash to go over the top. Sayonara's found both. Spike tapped, trying to bait more.
Jamppi system that he said in that interview was starting to come together that we need to be seeing on the road to recovery. And
we talked about the weakness once again shown. Anima so quick to back off. This time actually caught around the edge of the smoke. Lucky to be alive. Healed on up instantly like nothing ever happened.
And they're so confident too, because look at where Spear is outside of long, and again we're gonna maybe have that hookah crunch when they filter out.
Oh, Jamppi spotted somebody desperately trying to just deal with Anima. They couldn't do it the first time. Flash on forward. Orbital strike just gonna stand in it. Tank the damage, doesn't survive, but Jamppi with the shorty finds one. PROFEK doubling down. Sight falls. Remaining players so far removed. Ultimates, I mean, you could invest the converging paths, but with being so far away, the time to rotate, you leave yourself very little wiggle room, and with no information on sight either. Go, snake bite, Jamppi falls back a little bit, but the reposition is going to be minuscule. Jamppi looking the wrong way, but they just passed each other. Sterben, there we are, finds one, taps, not quite looking. The wall goes up for safety. PROFEK, though, this is the swing that could be everything, and just looks away at the wrong second. Needed the bodyguard, and Sterben falls. There's a spot of danger to be worried about, and they've got no present. They're fighting tooth and nail here.
Spear wanted a challenge shower as well off that Izzy TP. He's been flushed out, but Sterben, to say this is where the side anchor usually shines, but Chronicle just dove in with an up.
Why not? Why not when you've got the confidence online? Spear forced into a bit of a different fight and directly into PROFEK's crosshair. Izzy no longer able to take this fight from the high ground. As the smoke fades, Anima ready.
Do you know what I asked? They're waiting for the spike to go down and then playing the retake in a winnable position, right? It's 3-4. It's not that different, but this is the difference. The pit comes down, and now this just got a lot more difficult.
Derke kind of trapped in this angle right now. The issue being, though, how long can Izzy's patience last realistically? Lovely stun goes on in, but Jamppi doubles down. And double the problems. Anima left alone. Viper's pit up, staring at, you know, the lead slipping through their fingers. Here's on out towards Showers, just looking for something to work with. And with how far back they're playing, we talked about how far back they're playing, being a real strength for them. Yep.
Your Brim lineups.
Don't even need it. I don't even think they're going to want to invest it necessarily.
Yeah, Anima, honestly, maybe should have just looked for the operator and to escape. But now, I mean, Ninja Diffuse online. I like this fight. We haven't seen like a committed, really deep fight towards spawn, but it's difficult because it's, again, an anti. You go around, the Outlaw comes out, you at least get the 1-for-1 trade, which is huge, not having Chronicle that late round player alive, but it's a proper call. You just saw a 3-stack fight out of Shower. You speed up towards B. And this is where Sterben, we saw him try to anchor A and fail. And this time, I think he's just decided to just lay down his gun. I was hoping, and play retake, but no, he has other plans. He's playing the timing.
Sterben Holding on, and there it is. They're not suspecting anything. Lines up too, and there's a third coming on.
Narrowly for like a second, and now they've caught back up, and you can see they're trying to swing that momentum even into the pistol round. 4 strong out of hookah. A little crunch because they haven't cleared long again. It's the same issue but flipped.
It is, and I thought that Dizzy Flash was going to be magnificent. It's not, and sterben frantic.
Low. Fight. Skylen alleviates the pressure here. Derke, I do like this option, right? You're trying to shut down the potential of a TP of a rotate back towards A. I think that stone was supposed to open the door. Fake it out, and it doesn't. So that is a huge kill one either way. And making sure there's no follow-up here. So you can stack B once again if you're Vitality.
Stack B, they have. Dog comes on through. Lovely hit onto Sayonara, but that wall going up stops anybody even looking at sight. PROFEK available for more kills. And Jamppi, the moment the smoke goes down, spear in his line of sight, in his mind's eye. And converging all eyes on guards, and they know this is where the remaining players are, and there's a backstab available. Derke for one.
And now, Izzy was waiting for this moment. They've gone instead towards shower. It's sterben that's going to get victimized.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and there's no opportunity for anything here. And you can see immediately Jamppi caught out in the open, but Chronicle.
Thrash could try and set up sterben for an entry here if it doesn't get stripped away. Drone going to clear out shower instead. Front and center. I thought he was going to get completely mowed down through the smoke, but instead gets the snake bite off. Nullifies the thrash, and now they still have sight with less than a minute left.
Exactly, and there it is. The showers push on out. The two of them activate. And I think it was spotted.
I don't think so.
Izzy immediately back on out. sterben's found Chronicle through the smoke. Derke's got one and it's good, but sterben the double down. Immediately the counter Viper's pit, but Derke's still going crazy. Finally being taken down. There's the orbital strike just to try force them out, to try take down this snake's pit, but it's not gonna be the end of the world. Immediately right back in. It's gonna stay up.
They've stabilized. Oh, the double swing?
Oh, the double swing, but that's a collateral, and that's a real issue. The one Seeker rings out, rings true, and it is broadcasting Anima's location like a beacon. The molly limits the options on where Anima can even peek. Swung by Sayonara.
Handing it to split. Two.
Paranoia available on the counter, but there it is, close range fight. Anima not going to be able to win it out. Would have been a nice one to find, but sterben with one, Anima with another. They're starting to demolish this. Jamppi back sight means that they have got no foot on this side, and then the spike falls. It's all a little bit problematic, and Chronicle, what is there left to do?
Hunker down, hope they make a mistake, hope they overfight, or get some lucky shots through that dark cover. That's the idea, but if he sticks around for too much longer, he will be pinned. Izzy scaling down mid, trying to
smoke to be put on forward, but it's not going to do anything to deter Derke. Already having a look, gets out of dodge, got free, and PROFEK has taken up the space instead. Will fall, and nobody else wants to try provide the revenge for that pick.
I mean, that snake bite set up Anima so well, and sterben too, and they were hoping that Chronicle get a little bit deeper into A so they could go back, they could pivot there. Instead, they have to call for the refight, and that is a fortunate overheat from sterben on Vitality's side.
The Anima off angle is being called very nicely. Spear gets one before falling the site, has now been overwhelmed. Izzy having a little look, spots the player. You don't miss shots like that. The spike gets denied. Now Derke, even more weight on his shoulders, gonna pick it on up. Actually, gonna immediately plant, having a little bit of a Derke, a little tiny reposition just out of Izzy's watchful eye here. And now it is, can Derke hold on round the corner? One player's already silently slipped down the high-low, being pushed on forward. I think spotted a gun barrel, doesn't want to be baited out on the shots. There's the first. Izzy needs to be perfect, but the issue is going to tuck back sight, force Izzy to make the first move. Crawling, creeping forward.
There's so much until he could trademark and wrap the other way, but it's just going to be riding it out in this corner.
Actually, you know, it's going to have to be good. It's going to have to be no scope, looking the wrong way.
Succeed, right? Right?
Exactly. You know, in case of emergency, please open.
Well, if there's in a case of emergency, it's the showstopper. They're tucked away heaven, and the dash from Derke is already in.
And there's the first skylen with 2, and spotted a couple more before the smoke landed. Showstopper goes out, isn't gonna find anything more. Lucky that they weren't all grouped up there.
Oh, he's kind of alive.
By the skin of his teeth is the answer. Not for much.
Another A-pop, which the ults, if they don't get them into the site, nothing will.
I love that, you know, 2 ults expended to give them the control and the pathways into both sites. Jamppi straight away on the spike plant. Finally, we're getting to see it, and early in the round this time. It's speedy, it's quick. And now things slow down once Eternal Fire figure out a way to weasel it.
I think this is the first 5v5 retake we've seen, like, all series.
Definitely, and I'm hoping it delivers, right? Eternal Fire just waiting. Derke, though, there's the first pick coming on through. Forward, and there it is, skylen. And now they're suddenly getting very claustrophobic. They've been trapped away, pushed further and further back by this expanding site hold.
You can see Izzy already teasing at the idea of pulling away here to save the operator, and with their comrade following Anima down, it is the full sprint, the full flee, and Izzy realizing I don't have enough time. Turn tail to fight, and Izzy's rotated back over here too to support Anima.
Here we go. Nightfall's gonna come on out ahead of all of it.
Oğlum istemedi,
Izzy's not
bravo.
gonna be deterred.
Çok iyi.
Izzy out of nowhere.
4 oldu.
On for it.
Ace oldu ama hiçbir kili göremedik.
Quickly gonna find this out. The rotate still fairly far away is the issue. Already a player up in heaven. Derke spraying on down. Still gonna be an issue, but skylen is dealing with all of them and is ready for a little bit more. Spotted the shoulder Sayonara, but he's just a little bit quicker. PROFEK's got one, and they've still got spear in heaven now. But the issue is so little support. Boombot's found something, but you can't follow up on this lead because you don't know where it's gone. Having a look down, but the moment you drop, I mean, dodges the paranoia with a big question mark, kind of, but is good for only one.
This feels more disruptive of the take. I'm expecting spear down ramps. Maybe the paranoia was supposed to set him up better. That spike down, but it's still gonna probably be an A-site falling to vitality.
Derke so quick up into heaven, gives them such a huge position to anchor, to pivot from. skylen goes down, sterben gets something. Spike still hasn't gone down, it's a 3 versus 3, and Chronicle locked out of this angle. Izzy, laser focused.
And that's the issue. Is Derke got through, but they left so many places unchecked that sterben gets the backstab, Anima gets the side anchor, and now they've bought time for all of these rotations.
Ooh, spotted on out, Izzy. Oh, it was all just a base and switch for the headhunter. And now Jamppi knows what the danger is here. Doesn't expect sterben. A little bit of an odd peak to come on
gerek var mı
through.
orada?
There's a prowler available, but time starting to dwindle.
Bak aşağıda
And you
zaten.
know that there's still a tour de force. Has to drop on down, but Anima's here. And you don't want to give them the 1v1s. Anima gonna back away. Nice decision to be made.
Yeah, I mean, there's 20 seconds left, right? You can play for him having to plant the spike.
Tamam, geldiği duruma bakar mısın?
The edge there, that's all needed, and Izzy wants to get up close in your personal. Getting a little bit busy here. Actually, it's gonna be Eternal Fire the first to pull away. Izzy trapped a little bit, gonna swing out for one. The high-low is immaculate.
Wow.
And they finally, I mean, it's not exactly the aggressive mid-take we wanted, but it's finally the effort put into mid, making some sort of return on investment.
It gives me a reminder of how they could keep Izzy repressed on bind.
Okay, there's another to the tally. Skylen finds one. No, somebody
Fall
is
for these figs too keenly, especially when there's a possible Chronicle or gay side.
And with how passive they are, I mean, the reads are really good for how little information they've been working with.
It's still
Rolling
Izzy.
Thunder comes out. Izzy seems indestructible. Misses shot. Somebody's just walked right past. And here we go. sterben does find one. PROFEK in a lovely position to stop any re-aggression onto the site.
They punish Derke trying to fight forward, finally.
And Izzy, another one. Sayonara is hoping just to keep the teammates alive whilst they wear off all of the debuffs. Jamppi holding the line. A multi-kill here needs something. The first swings on out, isolates the jewel, and now they have to walk onto his
Look at the flank.
territory.
Kron could also be the linchpin here. Jamppi just needs to buy time.
Jamppi, unfortunately, not able to buy time. Chronicle trying to buy the distraction, and it means nothing. Sayonara first up to Jewel. Not even that, actually. Spears found one. One shot fired off. It's a warning. Leave now with your life.
The deadly warning, if I've ever seen one.
I mean,
gonna say,
connect.
this is nice reframing though. I was worried about them giving up this much mid space because it's very similar to Abyss, how we see consistently Eternal Fire use that to win rounds. But this was a nice crunch, nice stun to set up for instead be heaven control. But it's set off too early. Fault line's now gone, and it's a backpedal entirely from Eternal Fire to the ace site, which was given up by Chronicle for this stack. They're just playing full retake, which I mentioned is how Vitality's been playing split, even in that KC match.
And you got to ask questions about its efficacy. Chronicle having a little bit of a look.
Whoa.
Right idea, wrong execution. Spear finds one. The rest of the team just going to swarm, but they're not even going to hit the A side. Actually, B is where they are. The desire to plant here, the desire just to wipe them all out.
They don't take a risk. I thought Izzy was going to wrap through CT, but it is a full on-site confrontation. That paranoia has put Jamppi in a 1v3 at least. On Abyss too much. Until Kron posts up an op there. And this is the issue is, okay, can they hold on to the heaven space? Can they hold on to the vent space? Because Spear's disrespected it. Izzy's disrespected it.
Ooh, the fault line comes on through. And I think I was going to say, it's just what the doctor ordered.
I want to have that pressure on him in the make or break round.
And here we go. It's a nice tease to just buy pressure seconds.
Izzy çok iyi geliyor. Kamera açmazsa kimse bilmeyecek. Kamera açacak pozisyon yok. Derke.
That is amazing, and they hang on. Jamppi, again, the savior, running out of time. Sayonara could be in a position to ruin everything, but has a bodyguard. Jamppi doesn't manage to get it, but
last time.
I mean, the setup was so good. Chronicle's gonna get milliseconds of information here. Only spots one.
They're Sayonara this time.
Yeah, they are. Nade lands, Chronicle forced back Jamppi. There's the swing on out, the spike drops, spins around. Anima though there to trade. Chronicle clinging on Spear though. Yes, they're running out of time and Chronicle is getting it all done. Sayonara just wants to stop them, and this could be everything. There's going to be nowhere safe to plant. Skylen falls, Spear has to come on off.
Something challenge Sayonara, challenge Jamppi.
Bir fosil oldu. Kutin Misa'ya transfer olacak galiba. %95.
Shot in the back. But the thing is, everyone else is on the other side, and it's distracted them enough. The Nightfall. That is an amazing.
Ölecek mi? Ölecek. Düşünce öldü.
Anything Chronicle. I mean, just gonna.
It's fall damage.
Yeah, fall damage.
Why not? I guess throw that into the mix. That wasn't one on our bingo
Bir de
card,
Skylen
right?
ultisi var.
And now Spike goes down 3 versus 4, and more questions than we have answers. Jamppi not going to be given anything easily. Skylen, the huge one out here, finds 2, and that could be it. The Seeker invested as well. Anima, what a shot in the last Seeker, going to reveal PROFEK shining in heaven. Now has to make a decision, going to jump on down. This is all going to be heard, trying to wrap around.
Grab Skylen, you're low HP.
Ne olur anla lan.
Very much do it. There's the shorty kill. And this isn't the right position for the plant, just going to hold it. Anima needs to make the first move, spraying away. He's just going to keep on holding it, and he's not even having a look. And look at that, just a second too late, and...
He did not buy no more. Like, if you think about the fountain wrap.
Oh, and all that information is meaningless in the eyes of Izzy's op. Derke holding the angle.
Ooh.
Into the shadows.
Is he going to stay?
He's gonna stay, and why wouldn't you? You've got an opportunity. Skylen with 1, make that 2, has done wonders. 2 versus 4.
Aynen aldı saz eline ama noktayı koyamıyoruz bir türlü.
Miraculous, they're still alive, but that's not going to deter the spike. Again, cutting it so
Senin bir canı var.
but this time success.
HP doesn't matter when you have an op.
Yapma sterben, yapma. Kaç orada dur, otur orada.
Tried to put a sterben, but he doesn't overswing this. I like that as well. And again, Skylen wanting to take first contact if he can.
You got flank watch and nobody even coming. It's all attention available. Lovely swings on out, isolate these 2, and they know where Anima is around the screens. White swing on out, it's a huge one to find. It has been almost entirely untouched, and Izzy again.
No way!
I'm so glad that didn't connect, because that would have been criminal, but still finds the kill anyhow.
It was a little leg shot, and the Headhunter finishes it up. That's your Rolling Thunder gone. If you die here, I was going to say Jamppi, at least you still got the converging paths and the neural. We said it. It's Derke and Chronicle. When the system fails, they reboot it. And 1 is needed now. And who was bottom mid, waiting for those rotates the entire time, has now gone on damage control. And you're saving a Guardian. I didn't even get to see that. It's not even a Vandal.
It's a Guardian and a Bulldog.
Fight for mid control for the first time. And on that point, Oh no, not like this.
Izzy, one more time, one more.
Now that's weakened the Behold, and that's why the Seekers were ideally going to set up this take. Instead, that just flushes the Rolling Thunder out when there was one person, and it's Izzy, who can freaking rendezvous away.
And now, A side, that is where they're looking to close this map. Jamppi finds one, but that is all they need to slip away.
They've declined the invite to fight.
They have declined the invite to fight, and why would you? Why would you give them that way back in? You've got that mid control. The Viper's Pit comes on out. Chronicle needs something, but there's nobody even remotely visible.
Look at the ramps wrap as well. I thought Spear was going to do it, but they're going to leave that to Izzy instead to have this main pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Swings down the pit and gets another.
And Jamppi has been cleared on out, and there's more information coming on where the three remaining players are. Everything aligning now. Eternal Fire just need 3 more kills. Skylen getting proactive. Somebody's got ahead, but it doesn't matter that they're wrapping. Sayonara finds one, but sterben ready and waiting. You don't want to let them get too close because they're starting to bring this back. Viper's Pit goes down, and they're out in the open. But Spear with 2. Chronicle in the 1v1, no health, knows where Izzy is.
20 can,
And of
20
course
can.
it's gonna be Izzy,
Yapma!
but I can imagine pumping. And now an A hit.
Göre mi toksik oldu
Almost
insanlar?
successful last time. They want to right the wrongs. There's another opening pick this time. Anima throwing their name into the hat, and Izzy's got one. Slowly but surely. This time, it's not a rush. This time, it's not a flood. This time, it is a careful
This
dismantling.
looks like Vitality's tired, right? We've never seen Sayonara make that mistake, get that deep in to heaven and die. We've never seen them caught out a main either. And now we can see Derke get caught out in a similar fashion.
Potentially dancing with the angle. Oh, up in Izzy's face there. Both of them gonna take
Ay, GG deme, sen GG'nin sıkıntı yaşıyoruz. Bekle, yazma bir. Derke şimdi ulti bası herkese vurmasın. Çok iyi.
And this is it. Derke needs something unholy. Derke's having a lucky spring. That spike's gonna go down, and it's sterben.